So I am Dr. Bhatt. I am starting this restart system. Days change because Dr. Rafiq has completed his section. Now today's topic is interstitial lung disease. Now interstitial lung disease is a diffuse disease which involves the parenchyma of the lung, means diffuse whole the lungs, both lungs, and that will lead to the final fibrosis and finally this respiratory failure and carpulmonary. So, now what are the causes of interstitial lung disease? Known cause in known cause occupational lung disease, for example, asbestosis, silicosis. Asbestosis is a metal. Silicosis is a small this uh, just like silicosis, pneumoconiosis. This third, second is the drugs. Where many drugs can cause this interstitial lung disease. For example, amiodarone, bleomycin, busulfan, nitrofurantoin, sulfasalazine, and many drugs. Hypersensitivity reaction in this most important cause is the farmer's lung and this bird pincher's lung. These are most important cause of hypersensitivity reaction. Another name of hypersensitivity reaction is the allergic extrinsic allergic alveolitis. Cold infection, tuberculosis or viral infection can cause this interstitial lung disease. Second category is due to systemic disease. For example, sarcoidosis, rheumatoid arthritis, SLE, systemic sclerosis. These are systemic disease. They involve the lung along with other organ involvement. Third category is idiopathic, when cause is not known. Most important cause in this category is called the idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. Idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. That is the most common cause of interstitial lung disease. In of all these causes, idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis is the commonest cause. Now symptoms. Symptoms of all the interstitial disease are the cough. Cough usually dry cough. Dry cough is the characteristic feature. Then dyspnea, dyspnea and exertion. Dyspnea and exertion and dry cough are the two important symptoms. On examination, what you will find? There will be cracks, bilateral basal inspiratic crackles. Bilateral basal inspiratic crackles. These are important finding. This is important finding. Clubbing, you may find clubbing in advanced disease. There may be cyanosis in advanced disease when respiratory failure occurs. Now, X-ray. What you will find in X-ray? Small lungs, reticulonodular shadow, especially in the lower part of the lung. And they may change into this honeycombing cyst, honeycombing pattern, and then there may be fibrosis. Small lung, reticulonodular shadow, honeycombing lung, and then fibrosis. HRCT, high resolution CT scanning, ground glass changes, reticulonodular shadow, honeycombing ground glass. This means you cannot see the clearly the border of the blood vessels and hazy appearance of the shadow. Just like when you are seeing anything through the glass which has fallen to the ground glass. You cannot see any clearly through the glass which has fallen to the ground. So its shape, the lung cannot be seen clearly. So that is called the ground glass appearance. Pulmonary function test, there will be restrictive defect. Means ratio of force expired volume 1 second to force vital capacity is more than 70%. So, so this is not obstructive disease, but that's the restrictive disease. There will impaired gas transfer of carbon monoxide along this membrane. There are these two important features on the lung function test. Investigation, generalized investigation, general investigation of the interstitial lung disease. Blood CP may show the lymphopenia in sarcoidosis or neutrophilia in many other disease. LDH is usually increased interstitial disease. Serum calcium, if it is increased, that indicates sarcoidosis. Angiotensin converting enzyme AC inhibitor, if it is increased, that indicates sarcoidosis. Anti-CCP, anti-citrullinate, anticyclic, citrullinate peptide, other antibodies, these indicate rheumatoid arthritis. If urinary calcium is increased, that indicates sarcoidosis. BL, bronchoalveolar lavage. After bronchoscopy, we collect the fluid from bronchial, that is called bronchoalveolar lavage, and we assess, analyze what cells are present in this fluid. There may be neutrophil, there may be lymphocyte, so that is important in the diagnosis. PL, bronchoalveolar lavage. The transbronchial biopsy through the or during this bronchoscopy, transbronchial biopsy can be done that may indicate sarcoidosis or certain infections. For example, pneumocystic gyrovasi or total lung biopsy can be taken uh, from external site that may indicate the asbestosis or silicosis. Liver biopsy is indicated. It may show granuloma, non-causating granuloma, and sarcoidosis. So treatment steroid. Usually treatment to not satisfactory. If the cause is treat the underlying cause, but if idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, then treatment is not satisfactory. We usually give steroid that is beneficial, but that is not the real treatment. Our patient will go on deteriorating. So, second most important disease is sarcoidosis. That is a systemic inflammatory disease in which non-causating granuloma are found in many organs of the body. This is a non-causating granuloma. In tuberculosis, you will find causating granuloma. So multiple systems are involved. This is rare disease, but that is important because that involves many organs and many questions may come in this theory, especially multiple choice question. Many questions will come from sarcoidosis. Clinical features. What is the Lofgren syndrome? Lofgren syndrome, there will be a erythema, erythema nodosum. These are erythema nodosum are painful nodules on the shin, lower limbs. There will be painful red nodules along with uveitis and bilateral hilar lymphadenopathy. So if these features are present, erythema nodosum, it is uveitis, bilateral hilar lymphadenopathy, that is called the Lofgren syndrome. So patient of sarcoidosis may present with the Lofgren syndrome. Now CNS. Now what will happen when CNS involved? Patient may present with meningitis, especially meningitis. It will contain lymphocytic dominance. It resembles tuberculosis. Lymphocytic dominance decrease protein, glucose may be decreased or normal. As well, space occupying lien. Patient may present with hemiplegia, monoplegia due to SOL, and that may be due to deposition of sarcoid in the CNS. Diabetes insipidus, when hypothalamus is involved, patient may present with diabetes insipidus, neuropathy or mononeuritis multiplex. Patient may present with polyneuropathy, mononeuritis multiplex. What is mononeuritis multiplex? Multiple single isolated nerves are involved when multiple means not symmetrical. Multiple isolated nerves, peripheral nerves are involved. That is called the mononeuritis multiplex. Many nerves. Here nerve palsy, seventh nerve palsy is a common feature of sarcoidosis. So these are the neurological presentations. And ischemic Iltiman nodosum, I will just discuss. Lupus pernio, what is lupus pernio? When there deposit of sarcoid around the nose, around the eyes, and on the cheeks. When sarcoid is deposited, these cause nodules, maculopapular nodules around the eyes, around the nose, or on the cheeks. Then this lesion is called the lupus pernio. And joints, patient may present polyarthritis or osteoporosis. Eyes, patient may present anterior uveitis or may present with optic neuritis. Patient may develop blindness due to involvement of optic neuritis or anterior uveitis. Lymph node may be involved. There may be bilateral lymph node enlargement, or there may be extrathoracic lymph node enlargement. There may be lacrimal gland enlargement. There may be parotid gland enlargement. There may be hepatosplenomegaly. Lungs. Lung is the common presentation of sarcoidosis. So there will be interstitial lung disease, bihilar lymphadenopathy. So there are four grades of lung involvement. Number one, there will be only bilateral hilar lymphadenopathy. Number second grade, there will be interstitial shadow along with bilateral hilar lymphadenopathy. Third, only interstitial shadow. Fourth, there will be fibrosis, diffuse fibrosis of the lung. Fourth grade. Heart, when there is infiltration of the heart muscle by the sarcoid tissue, patient may develop cardiac failure or may develop block, arrhythmia, heart block, arrhythmia. So, cause various arrhythmia, heart block, these are the lethal complications. Patient may die due to certain arrhythmia. Investigation of sarcoidosis. Blood CT usually shows lymphopenia. Angiotensin convert enzyme increased. Angiotensin convert enzyme is increased, but it is also increased in other disease. For example, hyperthyroidism, thyroiditis is also via disseminated tuberculosis. So it is not specific. It can be increased in these conditions. Calcium increase, serum calcium. Patient may present with hypercalcemia. Calcium increase because there is increased production of ectopharma vitamin B 125 dihydroxycholecalciferol by this alveolar macrophage. These produce vitamin D, ectopharm. 24-hour urinary calcium increase. When there is hypercalcemia, there will be increased calcium excretion in the urine. ALFT may be drained. You may find cholestatic pattern. X-ray, I just told X-ray finding, X-ray chest finding. ECG may show arrhythmia, block, lung function test. There will be restrictive lung disease, as, as it is common in the interstitial lung disease, and there will be decreased transfer of carbon monoxide, decreased gas transfer. or carbon monoxide. Biopsy is taken. Biopsy is taken from the any tissue. When any tissue when involved by sarcoid, we should take biopsy and it will show non-cagating carcinoma. Non-cagating carcinoma. VL bronchoalveolar lavage, it will show increased lymphocytes. Bone X-ray may show sponge Traulian in the terminal phalanx. CT MRI, if a patient present with ASOL or neurological features, then CT brain or CT MRI or positive PET is also used. PET, positron emission tomography. This is also used. Five with along with when we use this radioactive substance fluorodeoxyglucose (FTG), fluorodeoxyglucose, and that is taken up by the sarcoid tissue. And if then image is taken, you'll find increased shadow, increased uptake of this FTG that shows sarcoidosis. It can occur in malignancy as well as in sarcoidosis. So, CT with PET is also used to diagnose the sarcoidosis. Ophthalmological examination because patient may present with uveitis, so steroid is indicated. So if you don't examine the eye regularly in sarcoid patient is at risk to develop the loss of vision. Energy to the tuberculin test. What is what is the energy? When tuberculosis test, Mentos test, if you inject this tuberculin solution subcutaneously, then after 20, 48 to 72 hours, there will be Schilddmann redness in tuberculosis. Tuberculosis. It can occur, this is called my positive tuberculosis test. It can occur in active tuberculosis, it can occur in healed tuberculosis, or it can occur in the after vaccination. So, if tuberculosis test is positive, that indicates three things. But energy to tuberculosis test means their tuberculosis test will be negative. Even if the patient is suffering from tuberculosis, even then this test will be negative. This is important test, important investigation. Treatment: how you will treat this sarcoidosis? Steroid, usually 40 to 20 to 40 milligram daily up to 6 months. Usually try methotrexate 10 to 20 milligram per week. That is usually used. Hydroxychloroquine 20, 200 to 400 milligram daily. Cyclosporin, cyclophosphamide. But new drugs, azathioprine nowadays is used 50 to 150 milligram daily. And infliximab, that is an anti-tumor necrosis factor, tumor necrosis factor inhibitor, that is also used. Now, next topic is hypersensitivity pneumonitis. What is hypersensitivity pneumonitis? Another name is extensive allergic alveolitis. Extensive, extensive allergic alveolitis. Now, what are the causes? Bird fancious lung means those persons who by job or hobby of this breeding these birds, pigeons or any other birds, when these are handling birds, so when these are exposed to the excretory material of these birds, so they will develop this hypersensitive pneumonitis or farmer's lung. Farmer's lung, for example, when this hay, hay means cut grass. Cut grass is stored in damp, stored damp. For example, today is the rainy season, so if cut grass is Moist this damp is stored, then there will be growth of fungus on this hay. And if farmer goes to his field and during inhalation he will develop this severe extrinsic allergical uveitis or severe respiratory symptoms. That is called the farmer's lung. Sugarcane workers can develop, or textile milk worker when he is exposed to the cotton, he can develop this disease. So most important is the occupational disease, bird conscious farmers. These are two most important disease. Clinical features. What are clinical features? For example, in farmer's land, he goes to field. He after exposure to this grass, he will develop acute fever, dry cough, dyspnea. On examination, you may find bilateral crickles. Chronic disease, again, dyspnea and exertion. There may be clubbing of fingers, and patient may develop this respiratory failure or pulmonary. Investigation, blood CP usually shows neutrophilia. Precipitating antibodies will be present in the serum. X-ray, the X-ray will usually show this shadows infiltration in the upper part of the lung. Then, when disease progresses, you may find honeycombing or this fibrosis. Lung function test, restricted lung defect, reduced gas transfer. Bronchial lavage usually shows lymphocytes. Now, what is the treatment of this extensive allergical uveitis disease? First of all, remove the allergens. You should advise not to repeat this. He should change his occupation or he should change his hobby. Steroid is also used for temporary relief, but this is not the treatment. Ask the patient to wear mask where possible. But this disease will go on increasing if cannot quit this occupation. Then this disease will continue to progress. Finally, there will be fibrosis, respiratory failure, car pulmonary. Then there may be need of lung transplantation. Now, this is common question. What are the causes of bilateral hilar lymphadenopathy? This is asked in the MCQ theory paper. May come question from this. Some more sarcoidosis. Number one, infection, for example, tuberculosis or mycoplasma. Third, lymphoma or carcinoma or dust, silicosis or hypersensitivity pneumonitis, as we just discussed. So these are the cause of bilateral hilar lymphadenopathy. Now this X-ray shows bilateral hilar enlargement. You can see bilateral hilar enlargement. So this may be sarcoidosis along with all these four possibilities. This is cryptogenic fibrosis alveolitis means idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. Idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis. You'll find small nodules as well as interstitial lines. These are scattered in throughout the both lungs. So this is the feature. This is the X-ray of interstitial lung fibrosis. Interstitial lung fibrosis. That is the feature of farmer's lung. This is the X-ray of farmer's lung. Patchy alveolar opacities. Patchy alveolar opacities. Superimposed unvillary nodulation. These are various shadows present superimposed upon small miliary nodules, barley, छोटे छोटे nodules हैं, उसके ऊपर शेडो है, तो that is a farmer's lung. That is, there is many disease come in differential diagnosis, so it may be farmer's lung. So that is all for today. Thank you. अभी बंद करें। Attendance.
Muklah di sana mati kalau